Welcome back to round 2. We have now here Tarnarmour versus Catharsis on Khaaneph. Both of these players lost their first round. Catharsis just got blast drone trolled by me. And then Tarnarmour got kind of zoned out from the extraction zone by Garmulator and then eventually just killed by a super powerful carrier. Both of them probably going to be feeling a little salty about that, but we will see what they do to each other in this match. It's going to be Khaaneph versus Coalition, which is always kind of an interesting matchup. The meta here would basically state that the Coalition player just goes for LAVs, which he is doing, and just tries to kind of choke out his opponent with the superior power of those LAVs. The Khaaneph player is going to try to hold off by producing blast drones, which he's doing, so pretty standard stuff right there. And basically just hope that he can get some good blast drone hits, or at least, you know, win the Sandskimmer more so that he can stay into the mid game where we can really see some real action. So we will see what is going on here. We might see a bit of a break from the meta, of course. These players aren't exactly the most, like, the highest top tier, so wouldn't be all that surprising to see some breaks from the meta. Although I do notice, like, you can see by the 110 CUs here instead of just 100 that clearly Catharsis was doing a little bit of salvager micro. I like that quite a lot, actually. I wasn't aware that you could get Sandskimmer fabrication and a blast drone out this quickly as Khaaneph, so that's pretty cool. Nice little moves from him there. The drone from Tarnarmour is going to see that his opponent is not in the middle of the base, the map, so he's going to move out with these LAVs, which I quite like. Probably push them into this second base here. Now, I was actually in the same room as Tarnarmour when he was playing this game. We played the tournament together, so he did ask me for a bit of advice, like what should I do against Catharsis, and I basically told him, like, well, there's going to be blast drones, so just micro well. That was like my only advice against him. Seems that's definitely going to be the case here. One Sandskimmer managing to hold off the LAV wall, I don't quite like that. These can obviously just like push in here because LAVs produce faster, they have a higher DPS, so they can win a one-on-one against these Sandskimmers, especially when they're these numbers. You can just run in there and beat them. Possibly he's worried about backstabs from blast drones, which is true, because they are there. But you really only need like a couple of LAVs to deal with that. Like, for instance, if you send one LAV out to these blast drones, which he's almost accidentally done, which is pretty good here. Excuse me. You just send one LAV out to these blast drones, they can't, you know, engage it, because to do so would be an unfavorable trade, and then eventually you'll just kind of win that way. Let's see here. And he has found the blast drones, that's pretty big. Just gonna chase it down, kill it basically. Not much that can be done about that. The blast drones, well, for a second they were queued to go up there. He's gonna detonate, lose one of them to the LAV. Good trade for Tarnarmour, but he's hoping that with these two blast drones together now he can get something big done, and maybe he can. Could be a massive blast drone hit here, but Tarnarmour's spread is very, very good. And this one LAV goes out to chase. Obviously, there's no way that Catharsis is going to get a favorable exchange right there. Very well done by him there, and I noticed he also picked up a Sandskimmer over here on the left side. So his extraction zone's totally free. Two blast drones have gotten through, though. This could be big. But one of them goes down. You need two blast drones to kill the economy. That's why that could have been a big deal there. And he's not going to get it, so he detonates there. And he's going to have lost, I believe, 3 blast drones now. It says 200 CUs, that's erroneous, that's actually not correct. He's lost 3 blast drones and a Sandskimmer, which means, or maybe even more, no, I think he lost 2 Sandskimmers. So that would be 450 plus 200, like 650 CUs lost for Catharsis. Oh yeah, look, it is there. I was looking at Tarnarmour instead. Hey, but that means I can do math, so that's good. Oh dear though, a blast drone's popping out of the base runner right now, this could be huge. Oh my goodness, oh, it's like 7. Oh no! Oh man! Oh, now I'm coughing because I'm so sad about that. That is painful. And look, the turret didn't even kill a Sandskimmer here. That's pretty abnormal. I guess because they ran away as it was still on the cooldown. Oh man. I don't know. Tarnarmour's position still actually looks pretty good to me. He's going to clear out this base runner here, and he's got AAVs on the field. There's no counter to this yet, I don't believe. Interceptor fabrication. He's gotten assault ship production already, and he is making one, so he's going to be able to hold off this AAV here. But you know, with base runners having their turrets, they can put a turret down. Oh, okay. Actually, that's true. The Khaaneph carrier can use this cruise missile to clear out the turrets. Alright, so this is looking pretty even. I was gonna say you can use the turrets to, like, kind of zone Catharsis off the second base, which would totally negate the refinery mode that's just been finished for him. And then he could kind of even creep forward and eventually push these salvagers off the main, at which point it's basically GG, but that's against Galzian, of course. Against Khaaneph, it's much more difficult because of that cruise missile system. And indeed, Power Reserve 1 was researched that he can also have some power in the close combat weapons, which I quite like. You know, if you feel like you're going to be on the defense soon, good to get some advantages for you. 2 assault ships here are going to push out this AAV. Good smoke is going to keep it alive, keep a lot of its health in. And these assault ships shouldn't be able to push because of the turret here. Although its placement is not the best, they'll be able to get to there before the turret starts shooting at them, but still I feel like, oh, and with all these LAVs especially, that should be enough to tilt the balance in Tarnarmour's favor if this engagement is taken. And indeed it will be taken here. Actually, that turret went down surprisingly quickly. LAVs want to commit in and get this assault ship here, but they're going to take a lot of damage for that. But they are going to get it. I'd love to see him back away now, though. This, I think, is an overextension right here. Because, you know, the assault ships are so good against LAVs that even though you will get another assault ship kill here, almost certainly, you're going to lose so much for it. Yeah, he sees it. He's going to back away, but a little bit too late, and these LAVs are super low now. Though, if Catharsis pushes in, this could be taken out by the AAV, of course. I'd love to see him stay in there and commit to kill that one, but that is alright. Healing these LAVs is going to be really difficult, of course. They'd have to go back to the carrier. That's just going to take way too long. Although there is 5 power in that, but still, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Now, it's going to be an air switch from Catharsis. Moving into interceptors, pretty typical as the Khaaneph player. We'll see what he can get done with it. This initial volley is going to be pretty crucial while Tarnarmour still doesn't know that there's air tech on the field. Notably, LAVs are very good against air units, actually, and the base runner can put down an AA turret, but that means that it's very important for Tarnarmour that he does not lose these LAVs right here, because if he does, he's not going to have anything to do with this air switch. Here they come. And no sign of missile battery tech for Tarnarmour yet. He can put down the AA turret, like I said, but we'll have to see. Moving in on this railgun, which is a good target, of course, for interceptors. Railgun goes down. And now they're going after the salvagers here. I think they'll get 2 of them right there pretty well. Look at the micro from Catharsis. That was very well done. Managing to dump the damage much faster than normal. There's not really enough LAVs to repel this, and in fact with these sandscreamers he could even push in and kill them if he wanted to. So, very, very good initial air attack from Catharsis. That was quite impressive. Second production cruiser getting finished from now, as well as 2 more air units. Tarnarmour scrambling to get some AA up on the field. He has got this AA turret post, which is good. Although, this is actually looking a little dangerous, like it could be taken out by these assault ships. I feel like this is enough of an investment that he should probably bring his AAVs right here and try to take this fight, but not too sure about it myself. The sandscreamer is going to charge in here, probably going to pick out a logistics module, which is very annoying. Excuse me. Drowning in phlegm over here. Anyway, these 2 LAVs don't really have any business being here, but that's alright. The AAVs, though, are going to push this out. And we've got more interceptors being scrambled right here. Is that missile battery finished yet? The tech is done, but he hasn't built one yet. Could put down an AA turret, that'd be pretty clutch. Of course, you can know by the recharge time of the air units, like how soon they're going to be coming in. They're going to fly over this anti-air turret post. They take out one railgun. Are they going to outrun this missile? Probably. No, not quite, actually. They're targeting down this base runner, which I think kind of makes sense. You know, you want to stop these AA turret posts from coming down. And I can't see what Tarnarmour is building for some reason, but it better be... No, it's a salvager. Has he got missile ships coming in yet? I don't know. Oh, but this AA turret post is going to go down. That's very unfortunate for Tarnarmour. Looks like he's really just lost middle control of the map because of this air transition here. Which is what often happens, that's why players go for air tech. But I feel he could hold this a little bit better by putting down maybe some more AA turret posts, or at least he could have back when the base runner was still alive. I'm just trying to keep his control in middle, especially with this railgun, for example. His units right now, you can see, just kind of bunched around this carrier. They're not moving out of this area, and so the whole map is Catharsis' oyster to play with. These LAVs are going to push the sand skimmers out. I feel like they could go for a pretty grody backstab here, actually. I would really love to see that. And meanwhile, Catharsis is going for those Khaaneph siege cruisers. And what has Tarnarmour got that's going to counter that here? Nothing just yet. Battle cruisers are the obvious choice in my opinion, especially against like this composition where it's just assault ships, air units, which air units counter battle cruisers, but he's got missile batteries, and then Khaaneph siege cruisers coming out. But we'll have to see. These LAVs are going to strafe past this assault ship. Really don't like this. Like I said, you can just go down there and take out this production cruiser. That'd be a real big deal for your opponent. This probe finally outstayed its welcome. The interceptors are going to massively overkill that one. Now they're coming in for these AAVs. You know, I feel like Tarnarmour's just, like, he feels like he's behind, which is true, but because of that, he's a little too scared to commit into things like backstabs and stuff like that. But one of the best ways to get back ahead when you're behind is, you know, go in there and do some attacks. Interceptors are going to dock again. They weren't really able to get much done that time because the missile battery's on the field. And they're going to be on recharge now. First siege cruiser comes out. And he's already queued into barrage the eco, yeah, you know. Can't argue with that one. The LAVs are going to do this run by, like I said, but crucially there's now an assault ship here. They're not going to be able to kill off this production cruiser now. Maybe they could get a salvager or two, but no, he's starting the production cruiser, which I don't think he's ever going to be able to get. So that's a little unfortunate right there. Yeah, I feel like that window of opportunity for the backstab really had already closed at this point. No battlecruiser tech just yet. And that makes sense, obviously. He didn't scout the siege cruiser, but I feel like you can kind of expect it's coming just by the fact that a Khaaneph player has assault ships in the air. Like, the next thing they go for is siege cruisers. It always is. The barrage is coming in now, though, so Tarnarmour's going to know. He's going to split these salvagers. Doesn't look like it, and they're going to go down. Very painful to watch that happen, of course. Any player who's been bombarded by Khaaneph siege cruisers knows the pain. And these AAVs are going to try to contest it. That's not going to work, obviously. This thing is really high damage against that type of unit. Oh dear, he's running everything into it. Oh no, stop, don't do this. Oh no. Meanwhile, the air units are having a little party over there by the support cruiser. Did more damage to himself than the enemy, I think, right there. This is not good. Has he given up? I don't know. I mean, just feel like all these units are just running right out into the open. That's usually not a good sign. Second siege cruiser is on the way for Catharsis, who is floating a lot of resources, by the way. What's it looking like from Tarnarmour's side? Yeah, he could go for battle cruisers, I feel. Oh, he just quit. I was hitting one, which I hotkeyed to his carrier to see his tech. Like, what? Why is the carrier not being selected? Oh yeah, because it's gone. It blew up. Probably when he saw that second barrage, and he just knew, you know, I haven't got anything to hold this off. The siege cruiser is just gonna push in and kill me eventually. That's pretty unfortunate. I felt like Tarnarmour was doing really well in the early game, and then super grody blast drone hit. I mean, you can see the corpses from these LAVs right here. And then after that, I feel like the air transition, he didn't really handle it the best. He could have, you know, just kept middle map presence, put down another AA turret, and I think he would have actually been fine, but instead he kind of folded from that point. Siege cruisers came out on the field, he wasn't ready for that, and just kind of snowballed out of there. So, pretty good game from Catharsis, pretty enjoyable game to watch, and we'll be excited to see both these players, of course, in round 3.